Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Aaron here, checking in with you on, I guess, what is called Blue Monday. It is January 15th. Pardon me, I'm just going to dim a little bit. There we go. January 15th, and I guess it's declared as Blue Monday, is what I've been told. And the reason for this is due to the fact that it's cold, it's dark. People aren't getting outside in the sun, which they should. Get to that in a few minutes. And they're experiencing the blues. I get that. I used to be like that. I don't have time to feel like that anymore. I really don't. And I'd like to think that nobody else does either. You got to plan around that shit. It's fucking winter. I live in Canada. So it's Western Ontario to be exact. You know what? It's minus 25 degrees right now. Almost 2.5, 3 feet of snow in certain areas. We had a wild weekend. And I got out every single day and I walked the dog. Yesterday we took her to the park, my wife and I, and there was literally some sections, once again, there was over 3-4 feet of snow. And we didn't know. We were just trekking through. We don't have snowshoes. We were dressed up to the nines. We had our Tough Duck shit on. Super warm. So we were okay in that aspect. Our dog is barely 2 feet high, if that. We've got a little... we've been told she's a red heeler Australian Shepherd. I don't know. I'm starting to question because she fucking loves snow. And she's got a dual coat. So I'm not so sure exactly what she is. Kind of looks like a fox, but fucking she loves the snow. So we got her out there and then we walked in it. And what would normally be about, I don't know, a 30-second to a minute walk across one of the fields probably took us 5 minutes because it was so fucking deep. And just trekking through, and the dog, jumping through it, like pouncing and keeping with us. And the point is, we got outside. On Friday night, we had a blizzard, and it was so bad you had to walk with your head down because you were getting pelted in the face with snow and ice. And, it didn't bother me. Like, if you dress for it, you're good. My face wasn't dressed for it, so I had to walk with my head down. But I got out and did it. Today is the start of maintenance week for me and deload week. So not so much maintenance, because when I talk about maintenance, for me that gets into calorie-wise. So I don't want to say it's deload week for sure. Deload week, I am going in, I'm lifting all the same weight that I normally would, but I am doing half the reps, half the sets. I'm not looking to get a crazy pump. I am looking just to, throw a little bit of weight around, feel good about getting that weight up. My body is recovering. I got injured last week, partially due to systemic fatigue. So I had actually already scheduled on my calendar that this was a deload week anyway, as part of my cycle. And then I'm going into some specialization periods, and I'm starting my fat loss phase, or my cut, if you will. And I mean, the cut is technically starting today. I've planned it for this week as well, so I'm in a very slowly cut calories over the next 14 weeks. And I'm going to be cutting, this week is about 100 to 200, but the following week is definitely 200, and then 200 and 200, all the way until April. Once I get to April, I'm literally going to sit at 1,100 calories for 3 weeks. I'm going into an extreme cut. This is the one that I did before. Was super effective. I was exhausted by the end of it, which is why it's not sustainable. But it did work. So that is exactly what I'm going to be trying to do near the end. So that is going to be the last ditch effort to get rid of any body fat, any water. I've wrote out my entire plan for the 14 weeks, so I know that going into it, As of yesterday, I was 211 pounds, 211.6 or something like that. Today was 212.4. So I know that we'll call it 212. We'll go right down the fucking middle, 212, which is fine because the end goal is to get to 185, 26 pounds is essentially what I have to lose. 27 pounds now, but I mean, a lot of that is going to be water. 26 pounds, 14 weeks. I've planned for it. I've got everything mapped out. This is the easiest week that I will be doing in the next 14 weeks. As of next week, I get back into specialization period where I'm going to be working on my arms and my quads in particular. So it's going to be a very interesting couple weeks. I haven't specialized on legs. I'm not specializing on the entire leg right now. It's literally just the quad to get started. As I progress further on down the road, eventually I will, do a hamstring specialization as well. My arms, I just feel like are starting to lag a little bit. I didn't really throw one in there for chest. My chest, I've got a long way to go with everything really. But I also know that I'm signing up for transformation category. I actually talked to the president yesterday, the CEO of the company, told him what I was signing up for and everything, and that, because last minute the night before, so I got to go down there. There's an athlete meeting the night before, and that is when I can choose if I'm going to add additional categories. And we'll see what happens by them. And if I do, it's going to be the novice category, and then away we go. It all depends on how this cut goes. Now I got a coach for it now. He is the manager of Hard Knocks. Shout out to Riley. And he's like a nutrition guru. Still a young kid, but he knows his shit. He knows his nutrition better than I do, that's for sure. As far as training goes, I've got that under lock and key. He might give me a few tips here and there. We give each other tips anyway. We've worked out in the gym at the same time together, so we see each other's form and everything. He's one of those guys, he's genetically gifted for sure. He's on interesting diet, and he's going to try and, work that towards my diet, which I am perfectly okay with. So yeah, it's going to be good. Everything is coming into play, coming into plan. Again, still coming off that injury from last week, from the systemic fatigue, and I'm pretty sure I compacted my spine a bit doing squats. So now I got to go back and go, were squats worth it? Am I going to continue to do squats? I've only been doing them for about 3 weeks. So, it's going to be interesting. With the Quad Focus, the main piece of equipment I'm going to be using for that, Jesus, bud, is going to be the leg extension, because I was seeing some ridiculously good gains from that back in the day. But I'm also going to stick with leg press, which I've really started to enjoy doing, as much as you can enjoy pain. So I only do 270, maybe. Actually, I got up to 320 last week. I upped the weight, and that was good. Doing 4 to 5 sets, and pushing it pretty heavy. It felt good. Now, again, not something I will be doing all the time, but I also go with a slightly wider stance, so it is working my adductors just as much as it is working my quads, my glutes, and my hamstrings. So it's giving me a full all-around workout, which feels pretty good actually. But I'm also finding I'm recovering within a day or two, which means that I can go more. And maybe not on those days, like that's the thing. Like I'm maxing out my reps, pretty damn close to it, so I know that, fuck, I'm right there. Like this is fucking hard to do right now. My legs are sore. I'm sore. This is difficult. I have a hard time getting up, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not experiencing the DOMs like I did, a couple months ago when I was really first getting started getting into that. So that means that my body's adapted to it. So I got to start hitting them more. That's why I'm getting into specialization period. Now, with any luck, we'll see how my back does this morning. A big part of it is my hip flexors. I know that. Today is push day. Again, a light push day. I'm going to do my normal 33 push-ups that I do. So I do, 11 incline, 11 flat, and 11 decline, all back to back to back. And get those done and out of the way real quick. And then I'm just getting into some light dumbbell work. I might use the Smith machine today. Again, going, same weight, just not all the crazy reps. I got, it's going to be a long drive today, driving through all this stuff. So I'm still in recuperation phase. I experienced systemic fatigue, and it was rough. I pushed myself to that limit to get to that so that I can talk about it, so that I know what I'm talking about and the signs to watch out for and how to recover from it. So this has been a great experience. I haven't been to the gym since Wednesday, so Sunday. So that was 4 full days. I did kettlebells yesterday, and I was teaching a class, and I went super light with it. So for things that I would normally use 45 pounds for, I was using 15. I was going light because I just needed the movement. It was an active recovery day, as well as a couple walks. Starting today, it is right back to 10 to 12,000 steps every single day. So a half hour on the treadmill is the plan. Whether or not I'm going to split that up over 2 separate workouts, I'm not sure. There's some studies that say it's best, other studies that say it doesn't matter. I'm going to study myself. We're going to see what happens. I've been pretty lucky with putting muscle gain on, so I guess we'll see. The big trick over the next 14 weeks is to not lose any muscle while losing body fat and water weight. So I am in the beginning of a diuretic cycle. I started taking it Thursday, 6 capsules a day. It starts flushing water out. I'm not sure it has. In fact, I'm pretty sure I forgot to take them this morning too. So, that could be part of it too, right? I'm pretty sure the last 2 mornings I forgot to take it. So I'll take it tonight. It is what it is. Hell, I will probably just go and buy another pack. It was like $20, $30, something like that. Because I truly want to see what it is going to do. The first few days, I could feel myself tightening up. But I also wasn't going to the gym. And I've been super careful with what I eat. With that being said, my diet is going to be slightly switching towards carnivore. Not completely. I'm just going to be eating more red meat. Actually, this time of year tends to be a little bit cheaper for red meat because nobody's fucking buying it. Still eating chicken and pork for dinner because the wife won't eat red meat every night. She might. But the idea is to have it for my meals in between. As of today, I have to cut something from my diet, roughly 200 calories. I've already got that planned out. That's the beauty and the joy of actually planning ahead and knowing what your calories are for each and every meal that you actually have. So I track everything. So I know exactly how much food I eat in a day, how much calories. That's why my average calorie over the last 4 weeks has been 3,500 calories. I worked my way up to that. So my maintenance is actually about 24, but I'm not going to cut from 35 to 24 and go in this, maintenance phase. That doesn't make any sense, right? Not when I've been eating that much. blushing, but interesting. So instead, over the next 14 weeks, as of today, I'm just dropping 200 calories every single day for the week. So if I'm at 3,500 as of today, I'm eating 3,300 calories, no more. I can eat less, but no more than that. That's the idea. If I go over slightly, that's fine. But the idea is to stay under. The following week will be 31. The following week will be 29. So forth and so on, all the way down the ladder until I get to April, which is going to be 1,100 calories. Which actually worked out really well because that is roughly what I was taking in with eating just chicken and broccoli, which is fucking crazy. That's where I'm going. All right, guys, I am 6 minutes out from the gym for my first deload workout. I'm glad we made it here. Again, crazy snowstorms. Plows have been out. They did a great job. Shout out to them. Thank you very much. If you have not liked and subscribed, please do so. If you like to listen to me fucking rant, they're only going to get better. I keep seeing all kinds of shit out there. I'm going to start touching on stuff that I've been walking a thin line with and hesitant to touch on. I'm a representative of 2 different fitness companies right now. And one of them is a global phenomena that is picking up speed, and the other one is, North American based, has some clients, is doing well, but is trying to compete with this global juggernaut. And I kind of work for both of them, and they're competing. So I've been keeping quiet, keeping myself to myself, keep my rants quiet, but I think the time to change is upon me. You don't grow by not changing and embracing that change, and for me it's speaking my mind, and I'm at that point in my life where I got to look at things and say, are they serving me or is it a disservice right now? And that's kind of where I'm at. So all right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. 17 and a half minutes of your fucking time. You guys know the drill. Own your lives and get after it. Cheers.